wife and her friend just went into IKEA and left me to my own devices. So I thought, maybe I should walk around. Maybe I should see if I can make some bread. Today's loaf of bread comes to us by way of Anais Nin, and she says the following: we do not grow absolutely, chronologically. We grow sometimes in one dimension and not in another, unevenly. We grow partially. We are relative. We are mature in one realm, childish in another. The past, present, and future mingle and pull us backward, forward, or fix us in the present. We are made up of layers, cells, constellations. In my quest for self-improvement and self-mastery, I have found this to be true. I might improve in one aspect of my life and backslide in another. I might be very mature, except when it comes down to a few of my blind spots. This being human is not simple, and it's not always clean. Sometimes it's quite messy. And sometimes you can tell that I'm close to an airport. I think it's important for us to acknowledge that we can make progress in some ways while still needing help in others. I think what's important in light of this fact is focusing on the full meal deal, not just looking at the places where we are strong or where we have made a lot of improvements, but to also look at those other places where maybe we haven't done such a good job, where maybe there is a lot more room for improvement as well. It goes without saying, but nobody's perfect. And even when you work hard at it and you know some of the challenges standing in your way, what Anais Nin says here is going to be true anyway. There are ripple effects, and you can't always predict all of the outcomes. When you change one thing about yourself, it has many secondary effects on you and on your relationships and on the people around you. So it's important to read these signs and these symptoms carefully, not to interpret them too quickly, because what seems like a negative result or a negative outcome sometimes turns out to be a positive one. And if you make your decision too hastily, you might write something off that was actually quite beneficial for you. So I guess all of this is to say, go easy on yourself. Celebrate your victories, even if they are minor, even if they are few. Don't sweep them under the rug and look at your failures only, because then you're not looking at the whole picture. You're focusing on one aspect of it. And as Nin says, we don't grow chronologically. It's not a neat and tidy process. There are parts of us that are neglected, and even when we seek those parts out, we don't always find them right away. So be patient. See, from one point of view, we really are constellations. Layers of cells, compartments, different masks that we put on. You can look at the human being and the human psyche in so many different ways. What this made me think of, however, is the fact that even galaxies, even constellations, are kept together by a central core, an anchor of sorts. And this is true whether you're talking about a solar system like ours or an entire galaxy like the Milky Way. Our solar system is kept together by the sun at its center. And the galaxy is held together by the supermassive black hole at its center. And so when Anais Nin says that we are constellations, that we are these fragmented beings that improve in one facet and not another, I put those two things together and it points me to the center once again. It tells me that the best way to oversee the growth and development of your psychology and your physiology is to sit at the center, which is where the anchor is, the core or the nucleus of this assortment of different personalities and ideas and physical traits. It's all about finding that center, because even though you're this fragmented being, this assortment of compartments, there is something holding it all together, and you will find it in the center of your being. And I think all philosophy, psychology, and spirituality aims to lead us to the center, to the nucleus, to our truest, deepest self. So whenever I read a quote, whether it's from Anais Nin or Plotinus or William Law or any of the many people that I quote, I always find myself looking back toward the center, looking within. Because all of these quotes and all of these traditions are leading us that way. Or at least that's where they've led me and many, many others. Thanks for joining me in the IKEA parking lot. And don't forget to live well.